In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an Amazon affiliate marketing store using WordPress. WordPress is the free software that we are going to use in order to create our website and also customize it the way we want. In this video, I'll also show you how you can use the Elementor page builder to design your pages. And don't worry if you are new to WordPress, because I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. In this video, I'll show you how you can sign up on the Amazon affiliate program. I'll also show you how you can add your products to your shop and also go ahead and add your affiliate links. In this video, we are going to use a theme that is made perfectly for online stores. And by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully customizable online store that you can use to start making sales immediately. To create this website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. So, if you want to learn how to create an Amazon affiliate marketing store, keep watching. Hello guys, this is Sadiq here at Dikupages Web, where I do web tutorials just like this one. So, if you are new here, consider subscribing. That said, let's jump into the video. Now, to start creating this website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. A domain name is simply the URL of your website or the name of your website, and a web hosting is a server where your text, images, and other media will be stored so that your users can have access to them wherever they are. And don't worry about getting a domain name and a web hosting, because I'm going to take you to a web hosting provider where you will get the cheapest price ever. So to get your own custom domain name and a web hosting, click on the very first link in the description down below, or go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/Astra. Hit enter, and this brings me to Astra hosting. Next, I go ahead and click on web hosting, and in here I'll choose the particular plan that I want to use for my website. So they have starter, unlimited, and unlimited plus. So you go ahead and choose the particular package depending upon your requirements. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the starter plan. So I click on order now, and I choose a domain. You can register a new domain. You can transfer your domain from another registrar, or if you already have a domain registered somewhere, you can use that domain and update your name service. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can register a new domain. So under search domain, I search for my domain name, Dikupages site. Next is domain extension. You can go ahead and drop down the arrow and choose the domain extension you want, but I'll keep it as .com, and I'll click on search. And my domain name is available for $9.99. I go ahead and click on continue. And these are the various features I'll get under the starter plan. Going down, you can go ahead and choose the particular billing cycle you want. I'll keep mine as annually, and I'll click on continue. Under domain configurations, I'll get free DNS management and free email forwarding. Now go ahead and click on continue. Now the web hosting for the starter plan is $12 per year, and domain registration is $9.99 per year, which brings everything to $21.99 per year. So going down, I can choose my currency from here. I'll leave it as USD. Next is billing details. So in here, you need to go ahead and fill all these fields. So I'll go ahead and do this pretty quick and click on checkout. And after clicking on checkout, Astra hosting will send you your login details to the cPanel account in your email address. So I click on checkout and meet you in my email. So after the checkout, Astra hosting will send you some emails, and you need to check for Astra hosting hosting account information. And I have mine right here. Going down, under control panel login information, these are the details I'm going to use in order to log into my control panel account. I've hidden it for obvious reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'll highlight the server login URL. I'll right click on it, open link in a new tab. Then in order to log in, I'll go ahead and grab the username and password, then go to the login page. So I'm in the login page. I go ahead and enter my username and password. Then I click on sign in. And this brings me to my direct admin cPanel. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and install WordPress. To do that, I scroll down to extra features, then I click on software close auto installer. In here, I go ahead and click on install. If you cannot see WordPress here, you can click on it from here. I click on install and I choose installation URL. I drop down the arrow here and I choose HTTPS since Astra hosting will give us free SSL certificate. Choose domain. In here, you see the domain you have just registered, so you don't need to do anything here. In directory, you don't want to put anything. For this tutorial, I'm not going to use this domain, so I go ahead and choose the domain I want to use. I choose this one. So in your case, the only domain you see is the one you have just registered. Going down under site settings, I enter the name of my site. Next, I enter my site description. Under admin account, you go ahead and choose your admin username, admin password, as well as admin email. These are the details you use to log into your WordPress website in order to edit it. So I go ahead and enter my admin account details. Alright, I've entered my details. Scrolling down to the bottom, I click on install. And WordPress will install in some few seconds. I am doing this in real time. Congratulations, the software was installed successfully. So now if I click on this URL, it will take me to the front end of my website. Perfect. Now if I go back to software clause, administrative URL, if I click on this, it will take me to the back end of my website. I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to show you how you can log into your WordPress website. So I click at the end of my URL here. I bring / wp-admin, hit enter, and this will bring me to the login page of my website. I go ahead and enter my login details. Take note, these are the details you specify when you were installing WordPress. Then I go ahead and click on login, and now I'm in the dashboard of my WordPress website. Perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and clean and also set up WordPress. First of all, I don't need these widgets. What I do is I click on screen options and I go ahead and I check all these. Awesome. Next, I go over to post. Defaultly, when you install WordPress, a new hello world post will be created for you. I don't need that. I click on trash. Go to the trash. I empty the trash. Next, I go over to pages. These pages are some default pages. I select all, click on bulk actions, move to trash, apply. I click on trash, empty trash. Next, I go over to appearance. This is where you can work with themes. A theme is basically the design and layout of your website. Defaultly, we are presented with these 3 themes, and this is the active one, which means I don't need these 2 themes. So I go ahead and delete them. Okay, theme details, delete. Okay, unfortunately we cannot delete this theme because we need an existing theme to work with. However, I will show you how you can delete this after we install the theme we are going to use for this tutorial. Next, I go over to plugins. I don't need these 2 plugins. I select all, bulk actions, delete, apply. Okay. Next, I go over to settings and I click on general. In here, you can change the title of your website, tagline, as well as your administrative email. So I'm not going to do anything here. Everything is set. We've already set the site title and then the tagline during the installation of WordPress. Next, I go over to permalinks. Now under common settings, I choose post name instead of day and name. With post name, I will have clean URLs as compared to day and name. With day and name, you see year, month, and day as part of your URLs when you create blog posts. So I go down, click on save changes. So that's it on cleaning up and also setting up WordPress. Now that that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and install a theme. So I go over to appearance, and I click on themes. Before we install the theme, let's take a look at the current look and feel of our website. So I right click on the name of my website and open in a new tab. And this is the current look and feel of our website. So going back, I'm going to install a new theme. So I click on add new. And the search themes, I search for Astra. I have Astra here. I go ahead and click on install. It is installed. I activate. The theme is activated successfully. Now let's take a look at the new look and feel of our website. So I refresh. And now this is the new look and feel of my website. Perfect. Going back. Thank you for installing Astra. Did you know Astra comes with dozens of ready-to-use starter templates? Install the starter templates plugin to get started. So with the starter templates plugin, I'll be able to import a demo onto my website and customize it the way I want. So I go ahead and click on get started. The plugin is activated successfully. Now if it does not redirect you to the starter templates page, you can go ahead and click on it from here. But before I do that, let me go ahead and delete this theme. I click on theme details, delete, OK. So next I click on starter templates. Now I can exit from here and here as well. You can also click on starter templates from here. So this is a getting started video. We don't need it. I click on build your website now. Next I go ahead and choose my page builder. So we can go with the Gutenberg block editor, Elementor or Beaver builder. For this tutorial I'm going to go ahead and use Elementor. And I'll be presented with all the Elementor templates. So these are some categories you can go ahead and explore. You can also explore by all or premium, and also by popular or latest. Up here you can quickly search by keyword. So these are the various templates you can go ahead and import onto your website and customize it the way you want. But take note, some of them are premium, which means you cannot use it for free. To be able to use the premium templates, you need to upgrade to the pro version of Astra. The template I'm going to use is under personal size. So I hover on it, then I go ahead and choose artist, and I'll be presented with all the artist templates. And this is the one I'm going to use. So I select it. In here you can go ahead and choose your logo, but I don't want to do that now. So I click on skip and continue. You can also go ahead and choose your colors and fonts. I'll show you how you can change the colors later on in this tutorial. So I click on continue. So Astra will want to take some little information about me. So I enter my name. I prefer not to enter my email. Then I'll go ahead and click on submit and build my site. So now it will install the required themes, plugins and pages. So you patiently have to wait for it to finish installing. Alright, congratulations, your website is ready. So I can go ahead and view my site. Perfect. This looks very neat and clean. Awesome. So this is the home page of my demo website. Now if I go to floral, and this is a product category page. Perfect. Scenery, abstract. Perfect. The about page, and then the contact page. The buy painting button is not linked to any page, but I'll show you how you can link it to the shop page of your website. Perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and create my product categories so that I can later use it to create my menu right here. First of all, I exit out of here and here. So to create my product categories, I go to the back end of my website. Maybe I can go ahead and remove these widgets. I don't need them. Next, I hover on products, then I click on categories. First of all, I'll go ahead and delete these categories. So I select all, click on bulk actions, delete, apply. They are deleted, and I go ahead and add my own categories. I'm going to promote headphones, so I'll give categories related to headphones. First of all, I'll talk about aluminum headphones. scroll down, click on add new category. It is added. Next, I add leather, add new category, and finally plastic, add new category. All my categories are added. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and create a menu for my website. Now if I go to the front end of my website, you will see all the menu links because I've deleted the categories. So going back, I go over to appearance, then I click on menus. So this is the current menu I have, and if I want to add the product categories, what I need to do is go over to screen options, then I check product categories right here. Now if I come down here, you see that I now have product categories. I drop down the arrow, then I click on view all. I will select all, but I don't need uncategorized, so I uncheck it. I click on add to menu. So I can go ahead and rearrange my menu the way I want. So I'll drag aluminium under home, followed by leather, and then plastic. Awesome. Next, I'm going to change the about me text to about, or maybe about us, whichever way. So everything is set. I click on save menu. I can also use this same menu as my footer menu. So I select footer menu. Now go ahead and click on save menu once again. So now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you'll see my new menu. Perfect. Now that creating my menu is done, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add my products. And to add my products, I need to create an account on Amazon as an affiliate. So I head over to amazon.com, I open a new tab, hit enter. I'll leave a link to this in the description down below. Then I scroll to the end, and the make money with us, I click on become an affiliate. Next, I go ahead and click on sign up. If you are already an affiliate, you just go ahead and enter your email and password. But in this tutorial, we are going to create a new account. So I go ahead and click on create your Amazon account. I go ahead and enter my name, my email, and finally my password. I'll re-enter my password. Then I go ahead and click on create your Amazon account. Next, I go ahead and verify my email address by entering an OTP. OTP is one-time password, and this OTP will be sent to the email address I've provided. So I go ahead and check my mail to retrieve the OTP. I have a new message from Amazon. I click on it, and right here is my OTP. I just copy it, then I go back in here, right click, click on paste, then I go ahead and click on create your Amazon account. Next, I go ahead and enter my account information. So who should Amazon pay your earnings to? That is the payee name. I enter my name. Next is address, line 1. I've entered my address. Next, I enter city. Next is state, province or region. In here, I won't be able to choose my region because I'm not from the United States. So what I'm going to do is jump this field, and I go ahead and choose my country from here. I'm from Ghana, so I search for Ghana, and you see that this field is now available for me to enter my region. Next, I enter my zip code, and I'll go ahead and enter my phone number. First of all, I choose my country code. I have my country code in here, and I enter my phone number. Who is the main contact for this account? The contact is for me, so I leave it as the payee listed above. Now go ahead and click on next. In here, I go ahead and enter my URL where I want to promote my affiliate products. So I can go back to my website and grab the link. I come back in here and I go ahead and paste it. Then I go ahead and click on add. So you can add as many URLs as you want. If you are going to use YouTube to promote your affiliate links, you can go ahead and add your YouTube channel right here. I click on next. Are any of the websites or mobile apps listed above directed primarily at children under 13? My answer is no. and I go ahead and click on confirm. Next, I go ahead and choose my preferred associate store ID. In here, I go ahead and enter what my website is about. Next, which of the following topics best describe your website or mobile apps? So I click on select primary topic and I go ahead and choose computer software technology. The secondary topic, I can choose gaming. You can go ahead and add another topic if you want. Next, what type of Amazon items do you intend to list on your websites or mobile apps? So I choose electronics, computers and office, movies, music and games. So these are the three categories I will choose. Next, what type are your websites or mobile apps? I drop down the arrow under primary. I will choose content or niche websites. You can also go ahead and choose for secondary, but I'll leave it for now. Next is traffic and monetization. How do you drive traffic to your websites? I'll use email, social networks, SEO, blogs. So you can go ahead and choose all that is applicable to you. Next, how do you utilize your websites or apps to generate income? Select primary. I'll go ahead and choose Amazon Associates is the only way I monetize my site, even though I've not started. Next, how do you usually build links? Select. I choose blog editor where I have WordPress. How many total unique visitors do your websites and apps get per month? I've actually not started yet, but I can choose less than 500. What is your primary reason for joining the Amazon Associate program? I select to monetize my site. Or if you want to get rich content for your site, you can go ahead and choose. But I prefer to keep mine as to monetize my site. How did you hear about us? I select and I'll go ahead and choose from the Amazon website. Going down, I go ahead and enter this text right here and I'll go ahead and agree to the operating agreement. I click on finish. Congrats, thank you for applying to the Amazon Associate program. Your unique ID is this. Perfect. The next thing you may want to do is go ahead and enter your payment and tax information, but I'm not going to cover this in this tutorial since I've not really started my affiliate program. I don't want to worry about payment now, so I click on later. These are some few navigation tutorials Amazon is giving us. I don't want to go there, just click aside to exit them. So down here you can go ahead and start searching for the product you want to promote. You can also use this tab to browse for products by choosing from these various categories. So if I choose a category from here, maybe baby and nursery, and I want to promote this particular product, I will just go ahead and click on get link, and I have three different ways I can get my link. I can go ahead and use text and image. That is what we are currently seeing. You can customize the colors if you want. You can use text only if you want, or image only. So if I want to use text only, I'll just click on text only, and down here below I can go ahead and grab my affiliate link. So I have the HTML format, standard link, as well as the short link. So using any of this will depend upon what you want. Now, one other way you can search for products, and that is my preferred method, is by going to amazon.com. You see that I've signed into Amazon and I'm presented with the Amazon Associate site stripe. That is what we see on top here. If you are not logged in, you won't be able to see this bar on top here. So if I search for a product and hit enter, I'll get some search results, and if this is the product I want, I just go ahead and click on it, and from here I can get the link to that product. So I can either use text, and I have the short link as well as the full link. I can also use image, and I can choose from small, medium and large, or I can use text plus image. Whichever one you want, you go ahead and choose accordingly. So that's it on how you can sign up on Amazon affiliate program. Now that I've signed on Amazon, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start adding my products. And since I'm going to be promoting headsets, I've already searched for some of the products I want to add on my website. So to add my product, first of all, I'll need the name of the product, the product description, as well as the product image. But take note, you cannot just come to Amazon and start using their images. They wouldn't want you to do that. If you use their images and they detect it, you may be kicked out from the Amazon affiliate program. But what you can do is go to the brand manufacturer and grab your images from there. And they wouldn't mind, since you'll be promoting their product for free. So to add my product, I go to the back end of my website. Then I go over to products, click on add new. In here, I go ahead and enter the name of my product. Next, I go ahead and enter my product description, and this is the main product description. Down here below is the short product description. And I'll show you in a moment where you can find the main product description and the short description after I've saved my product. Go ahead and enter my product description in here, and going down below, I enter my short description. Perfect. Now I go up. Next, I go over to product data, and I drop down the arrow under simple product, and I choose external/affiliate product. Under product URL, I go ahead and enter my affiliate link. So I go back to Amazon, to my product, then I go over to get link and I click on text. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the short link, so I just go ahead and right click on it, copy, then I come back in here, right click, paste. Take note, it is not advisable to enter the price of the product, since the price may change on Amazon, and when there's a price change, it's not going to be changed on your website. As a result, your user will not want to come to you since you don't provide accurate information. So you don't want to enter price in here. Up here is the button text. What text do you want to display on the add to cart button? Here I can say buy on Amazon. Next is product categories. The particular product I'm going to add will fall under leather. Going down, I can choose product tags. I can say headset, headphone. I can also say leather headset. Perfect. I'll leave the 3 for now. Going down, I go ahead and set the product image. I click on select files. I have my product image right here. I click on open. It is uploaded. You may want to enter all text for SEO purposes. I've already used the name of the product to name my product image, so I can just grab it from here and I'll go ahead and enter it under all text. I click on set product image. It is added. Going up, I click on publish. A product is saved. I can view the product by right clicking here, open link in a new tab. Perfect. So this is the short product description and this is the main product description. Awesome. And I have my categories in here as well as the tags. So my users can go ahead and click on this button and it will take them to the Amazon website. So if my user click on this button and go and buy the product on Amazon, I will earn a commission. So now that we have added one product, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add more products to my shop. So I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. Okay, now I've added all my products. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove these dummy products. So I'll just go ahead and select them up. Then I click on bulk actions, move to trash, apply. Next I go to trash. Then I go ahead and empty the trash. I don't need them on my site. Perfect. Now that I've added some products to my shop, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and design my website. So to start designing my website, I go to the home page. I can exit from here and here for now. So I'll start designing my website from the home page. So I click on edit with Elementor. In the Elementor editor, you can go ahead and start customizing your page. Take note, Elementor is a drag and drop page builder. So if I want to add a button under this text, I can just go ahead and click on the button and drag it in here. if I need an image just like this, I go back to this 9 dots icon right here, that is elements, and I click on the image widget and drag it and drop it where I want my image. And I can go ahead and click on here to choose my image. Then I go ahead and choose any image I want, click on insert, and it will be added. Perfect. And if I want to change any of this text, all what I need to do is click in there and I can change it from here. All what I need to do is click and I start typing away. But I will remove this for now and I will delete this button as well as this image. I don't need them. Perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do is set a background image for this section right here. So to do that, I click on this 6 dots right here. Then I go over to style and the background type. I click on classic and I click here to choose my image. I click on upload files, select files, and I have my image here. This is it. I click on it, then I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on insert media. Perfect. Now under position, I choose center. Attachment, I make it fixed so that if I'm scrolling, the image will be static. Awesome. And then size, I choose cover. Next, I go ahead and add a background overlay. So I click on background overlay here. And the background type, I choose classic. And the color, I make it black. Perfect. And you can increase or decrease the opacity from here. I'll keep it as 0.5. Next, you see that I have 2 columns right here. I don't need the 2 columns, so what I do is I go ahead and delete this particular column so it will go off along with the picture. Next, I go ahead and edit this banner here. So I click on the pencil icon and in here go ahead and change the text, and you see that part of the text is hidden. To fix this, I click on advanced and the margin here, I remove this -300. Next, I click on this text and I will change it from here. Next, I go ahead and change the text color and the style, and the text color I change it to white. Next, I click on the pencil icon here to edit this text. So in here, I can go ahead and enter my own custom text right here. But I will leave this dummy text for now. And I'll change the text color to white and the style. Text color, white. Perfect. Finally, I'll work on this button. I click on it. Then the text, I'm going to change it to shop now. Next is the link. In here, I go ahead and enter the link to the shop page of my website. So to get that, I go to the back end. I hover on the name of my website. You see that I have Visit Store. If I right click on it, open link in a new tab, it will take me to the shop page of my website. So I'll go ahead and grab this link, right click on it, copy, come in here, remove hashtag, then I go ahead and paste. So now users can click on this button and it will take them to the shop page of my website. Going down, in here I go ahead and edit this text. About my headset, and I can go ahead and enter the about text of my website. Leave this dummy content in here for now. Going down, this is where my product will display on the shop page. At the moment, it is set to featured products. Meanwhile, I don't have featured products on my website. So what I'm going to do is I head over to Google and I search for WooCommerce shortcodes. And I go ahead and click on the first link and I scroll down to product scenarios. Right here, example of product scenarios, and I'm going to grab best selling products. I have best selling products here, so this is the short code. I grab it and I go back to Elementor. I go ahead and paste it in here, and you see that some products will now be displayed. Perfect. Meanwhile, I'm going to set the limit to 4. It is currently 3, so I remove 3 and enter 4. Number of columns, I make it 4 as well. Perfect. Or maybe the product limit, I change it to 8 instead of 4. Perfect. And the title, I will change it to top products. And the text in here, change it to browse our top products. Going down is the category section, and you see that my categories are not being displayed, and the reason is that I've not added some images for my categories when I was setting them up. So first of all, I'll update this. Then I go to the back end of my website, I go over to categories. Then I'm going to go ahead and edit them up to add some images. So I'll just go ahead and right click, open link in a new tab. I can just click on this one. So for plastic, I'll upload image, upload files, select files. So I have all the images I want to use. This is aluminium, leather, as well as plastic. I'll click on open after selecting them. So I select this for plastic and I click on use image, update. Next I go to aluminium, upload image. I choose this one for aluminium, or maybe this. Perfect. Use image, update. And finally I go to leather, upload. I choose this one and I click on use this, upload. I can exit from here and here for now. I also need this backend. Now if I go back to Elementor and refresh, and going down, you see that my categories are still not showing. But if I go to the front end of my website and click on home, going down, you see that I now have my categories as well as the corresponding images. So if I go back to Elementor, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the top products and the categories. So I grab the categories from the pencil icon right here and I drag it in here. Next I grab this text and the categories. I go ahead and drag this. If I click on the pencil icon, you see that it is the categories. So I drag it and drop it under this text right here. Perfect. Okay, now it is displaying. And finally, I'll go ahead and grab this line. Just click on the pencil icon and drag it under the categories so that it will separate the categories from the top products. You see that the heading for top products is bigger than that of categories. Now if I click on top product, you see that it is using the A2 tag. If I click on categories, it is using A3 tag. So what I need to do is drop down the arrow and I choose A2. Perfect. I can go ahead and edit this text. So I click on the pencil icon and I change the text from here. Browse our top categories. And finally, the button in here, I click on it and I'll change the text to shop now, or maybe see all products. And then I'll go ahead and link it to the shop page of my website. So I can go to the back end and grab my shop page link. So if I don't want to open this in a new tab, I can just right click on it, copy link, come back to Elementor, remove the hashtag, and I go ahead and paste in my shop page link. Perfect. And that's it for this page. I click on update. It is updated. I can preview the changes. I exit from here. Perfect. Awesome. I like this. The next page I'm going to customize is the about page. So I click on it. I click on edit with Elementor. I'll change the text in here to about my headset. And I can go ahead and enter the about text of my shop. Maybe I can reduce these widgets. So I just right click here, delete, and I'll delete this as well. I don't need this whole section. I'll delete it. I'll also go ahead and delete this section. Don't need it. And what I'm going to do is I go to the home page. I still have it open with Elementor, and I'll go ahead and grab my top products right here. And you see that the top products and the categories are in the same section. So what I'm going to do is I'll copy the whole of this section. So I right click on the 6 dots right here, click on copy, come in here, right click here, click on paste, and I'll go ahead and remove the categories, delete. Perfect. Maybe the background here, I'll change the color. So I click on the 6 dots icon, I go over to style, and the color I choose white. Awesome. Now go ahead and click on update. I preview the changes. Perfect. Maybe this image here, I can change it. So I go back to Elementor, I select it, click on the image, upload files, select files, and I'll go ahead and use this image. It is uploaded. I insert media. Perfect. Update. Let's take a look. Awesome. Next, I edit the contact page. I click on edit with Elementor. Now I can exit from here and here as well. The title, I change it to get in touch. Next is the map. If you don't need it, you can go ahead and right click and delete it, but I'll show you how you can edit it. So I just click on the pencil icon, and in here you go ahead and set your location. And I have my location right here. In here I enter my physical location. I just click on it and I change it from here. I can add my email. And finally, I have my categories being displayed here. Maybe I'll keep it. Then I'll go ahead and click on update. Preview the changes. Perfect. Okay. So that's it on designing my website. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and customize my website. So to do that, I click on customize. I can exit from here and here as well. First of all, I'll change the logo. So I click on the pencil icon right here. I click on change logo, upload files, select files. I have my logo right here. I click on it, open. It is uploaded. I click on select. I skip cropping, and I have my logo right here. Perfect. I can also change the retina logo. I choose the same image. You can increase the width of your logo from here if you want. I'll leave it as it is. My logo is fine. The next thing I'll do is change the text of my button. So I click on it. Then I change it to shop, or maybe shop now. And I'll go ahead and enter the link to my shop page. I still have it copied to clipboard. I just go ahead and paste. One other thing I can do is choose a shortcut icon for my website. So I click on back, and I scroll to site identity. Then I go ahead and choose my site icon. Upload files, select files. I have my icon right here. It is uploaded. Select, skip cropping, and it will display right here. Perfect. Next, I go back to global. I click on colors. In here, I'm going to change the theme colors of my website. And this is the only color I'm going to change. That is color 1. I click on it. Then I click on show details right here. And I'll go ahead and remove this and enter my color. You see that my button is changed, as well as my menu links. Next, I go back, then I scroll to WooCommerce. I click on product catalog. At the moment, I have 2 columns, and that is what you are seeing in here. I'll make it 4. Let's see how 4 will come up. Perfect. I think 4 is cool, and I'll leave it as 4. Going down, I'm going to enable category, that is product category, and it will display right here. Perfect. And I think it is cool. I can also enable add to cart button so that users can just click to go and buy on Amazon. One thing I can also do is I'm going to go ahead and drag category on top of product title. Perfect. I like this style. Awesome. Next, I go back and I click on footer builder. I don't need these social icons, so I take it out. This title here, I don't need it, I take it off. Next, I click on copyright, and I can change my copyright text from here. I remove powered by. Next, I'll work on mobile and tablet view. I click on tablet right here. Perfect. I like this. Mobile. Awesome. This is cool. The next thing I'm going to work on is the category pages. So if I choose any of the categories, you see that the arrangement is not looking nice. So I go back to WooCommerce and I choose product catalog. This way I set it to 4 columns. So I'll reduce it to 3 columns. Now if I go back to the categories page, you see that it's now looking nice. And I think I'll leave it as 3. That is the shop columns. The last thing I'll work on is the footer section. I want to have my top menu right here below. So I go back, I click on footer builder. Now I go ahead and click on the plus icon right here. I choose footer menu. Perfect. So that's all the customizations I want to do. I go ahead and click on publish and I exit from here. Now if I scroll down, I have my footer menu right here. Perfect. Let's check our pages. Perfect. Aluminium. And I like this particular feature, recently viewed products. So if I view any of these products and I go back to any of the categories, you see that I have that product as part of the recently viewed products. Perfect. So leather, awesome. Elastic, about, perfect. And finally contact. Awesome. I still have the shop page. Perfect. So now if users land on my website and decide to check any of these products, so I choose this one. After viewing the product and they decide to buy on Amazon, it will take them to the particular product on Amazon. So if they go ahead and make a purchase, I'll earn a commission. So that's it on how to create an Amazon affiliate marketing store. I hope this video was helpful. If you found value, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and also enable the notification bell so that you miss out on future videos. Keep watching, and I'll see you in the next one.